died. Am I live? I am. Hi, Trev. My phone died. Do you want to come back on? Trev, are you there? Are you there? Be very, very quiet. So, my phone died, and I had to plug it in again and wait till it charged. I would never leave you, but I thought you did. I came back and then, okay, so here I am again. But this is what I wonder if Melody Moon and Sarah will come back. I wanted to talk about Andrew Gold for real. And Trevor, anytime you want to interject. Oh, you've got the blue wrench there now. So that means that it's set as far as moderation, right? Okay. So I was thinking about Andrew Gold. Why was he canceled? What did he say? And based on the interview that I watched last night, and again, I saved the video and I put it under my playlist under transgender. Yes, me too. And you know what I was thinking, Trevor? I'm just sitting on the floor here because I'm going to talk for about 15 minutes about this, and then I really have to go to Larry's. I don't have to, but I mean, his family's there. It's not a big deal if I don't show up, but he's always so kind. And you know what I was going to say? I always talk about how kind everybody is. And then I think, but I am too, right? So, anyways, I'm so glad that we can go live together now because I was brainstorming. And like I said in my email, if we plan out what we're actually going to discuss and have really good discussions, that's what people are attracted to. And I love the fact that it's a social channel. I love the fact that all you folks know each other, like meaning Sarah's the poet in my heart, Melody Moon's the painter in my heart, and Trevor, you hold such a special you hold a special place in my heart. You do. You for a young kid, young man, you are very good at making people feel good about themselves. You're very good at that. You want, oh, six tonight. Six tonight? Because you wanted to go live, I remember, at 12 and 6. I'll be home before 6, 100%. So, just really quick on the transgender ideology, Sarah, I need to talk to you so bad. That's not even grammatically correct. You want to do it on my channel? Okay. So, transgender and Andrew getting canceled. This is what I think. I think transgender, now this is my opinion. It's my opinion. What do I know? I'm not a doctor, YouTube. I'm not a philanthropist. I work in a kitchen, okay? And the shoe store. I'm just going to keep saying, I am working at the shoe store. I am working at the shoe store. It seems whatever we say can come true. What I was going to say before my phone went dead is, you know what my dream is? To get to that 1,000, start monetizing. My goal is still to help people in the community here and in my community. Or maybe your community needs help. So that's why I always say it's kind of our channel because anybody who subscribes and joins, I'm not doing this only for me. Does that make any sense? Anyways, transgender ideology. Andrew Gold was canceled because of that. And my question is, why is it such a touchy subject? Is it because if you don't believe in transgender ideology, they cancel you? You know, there is a woman from Canada, and she was on a YouTube channel as a guest, and I saved that one to the transgender playlist on high voltage, and she had it right on the money. 30 years. Yeah, I know. What was that about? What was that about? In your opinion, so I'm just putting transgender to the side till we answer this question. You were laughing at the floor when Trump said in Springfield they were eating the dogs and the cats and the pets. What was he talking about? For real, Trevor, what was he saying? It didn't make any sense. Do you know what he was talking about? Because I assume if there's no response, you didn't get it either. It was laughable. It was so stupid. Unless he knows things that we don't know. I don't know. Transgender ideal, but so many people do like him. That's what I don't understand. The other, after I watched the debate, Trevor, I also went to Megan Kelly, and I wanted to see what her review of the debate was going to be. And she thought you should have heard her. I was disgusted with the moderators because I don't know Republican, Democratic, far left. It is the far left. Got mad at him and the kids did not go to, really? Really? Well, maybe the tables are turning then. You know what else I don't understand? If he was that assassination attempt, I can't believe that nothing has been done in terms of interviewing the family, knowing more about what happened, the man that passed away, the doctor that tried to help at the rally. Trump is such a liar. I almost thought, is this a setup? Is this real? Because why isn't this mentioned? You'd think that is something that he would be talking about forever. If you have to go, hun, no problem. I'll resend it to you, but I'm going to keep talking anyway. So have a great day. And yes, I will be home at 6. It's 1:23. I'll talk for about 5 more minutes because it's really quite a simple answer as to why Andrew was. Hello. Yes, Springfield was in The Simpsons. Where'd Sarah go? Melody, I read your email about, and you are so right. Transgender, the reason that I believe that he was canceled is because this is in the new diagnostic, where they diagnose people for different um, issues, borderline personality, bipolar disorder, narcissism, like on the Johnny Depp trial, what you were talking about. Trevor. I don't know what I said. I'd have to go back and look. I don't usually watch my videos. I'll look at maybe like a minute of them. The only ones I kind of take a look at are the dancing before I put them up, right? But other than that, I'm an impromptu kind of gal. I can't even choreograph a dance. Like, anyways, transgender. You're born a man, you're born a woman. Where's Avril too? Avril is an amazing person. And I don't know, and T-Bone. Now I've heard from, I'm off track, Lasha, think. Okay, transgender. Andrew Gold was canceled because of that. Why aren't other channels? Also, he's an author, and he was he wrote that book Psychology of Secrets. The DMS, the diagnostic something, the DMS. I think, don't quote me on this, but it is, or they're trying to have that instated as a label, but really what it is, in my opinion, and I knew there was something sinister, and I don't give myself enough credit for having brains. Sarah, I don't need to go to brain camp. I really don't. Just focusing. Um, but there's a negative energy down here, which I have to remove. Can't be around it. And it was my own doing. My own doing. So at any rate, transgender, you're born a man, you're born a woman. There are hermaphrodites. Some men are born with ovaries. It's the truth. The floor when the dog live, you're walking like a creature. Do I embarrass myself on here all the time? Well, if I do, Sarah, you're the poet in my heart. Don't ever change. Anyways, it's because they're trying to, I can't say it on YouTube. They're trying to make it permanent that people that are not heterosexual are sterilized or they can't have children. That's what this doctor in Canada said. And she had she's brave enough to go on a show and she said that because they did studies 30 years before, my grandfather was gay and he didn't come out of the closet, as they used to call it, because he passed away in the mid 1990s and he was 82. Could you imagine? They used to put people in jail that were not heterosexual, which is just disgusting. But they've done 30 years, whoever they are. See, that's what I need to do before I come online and express my opinion. I need to back it up with facts. And that requires research. And that takes time. Like my book report, it's taking time. However, with time comes better quality. The only point is it just made sense. I just knew it was sinister because when you think about it, every single story that you can watch on Buck Angel is about people that transitioned and then detransitioned and what happens to these children when they're put on puberty blockers at a young age. And usually it starts off with women because they're anorexic. Why not add more groups to the mix? I don't know what you add more groups to the mix in terms of what I was going to say. Is that the plan? Because they studied transvestites. Or is that the word transvestites? People that cross dress. Why do they have to even, and they pervert words. Words have gotten perverted over and over and over. And the lines that people wouldn't cross 5 years ago, like swearing on television, which isn't necessary, swearing on YouTube isn't necessary. But how did the word gay, which means in the Webster's dictionary, which I read, means, aw, how different it is with your mom gone. Oh, yes, yes. You tell me why it's different, right? To Trevor, can you write that? I'm going to lose my thought. So what I was going to say is, cross dressers got really big. Remember the movie Melody Moon, A Star is Born, with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga? And she was working at that club, and there were trans vestites that just like to, thank you, that just like to dress up as women, but they didn't have surgeries or anything, right? So 30 years ago, the powers that be, whoever they are, doctors, scientists, elites, look at this and they study it for 30 years. And what this doctor found, and it's all on my channel, is it's not my channel, it's somebody else's work, but I saved those videos to my channel because I wanted to keep them, because this is in 20 years what they're doing surgically to people that are transgender. This whole ideology is made up because the doctor said they've been studying children for 30 years. Hi, Sarah. I didn't leave Trevor. I got cut off. My phone died. That's why I'm sitting on the floor again, right here with my that's my light, Sarah. Don't be sorry about anything. You have nothing to be sorry about. I have everything to be sorry about, Sarah. I owe you the biggest apology on the planet. And I want to share this with you, but in an email. I didn't want to write it on YouTube. So, and I hope you accept the apology. I don't, often wonder why people say when they apologize, it's okay, it's okay. No, it's not okay. When you make a mistake, you apologize and you hope that somebody accepts your apology and gives you a second chance. Because you know what? Actions just are so much more than words, you know? So I'm going to try to stay on track. Yes, I do. No, you were not uptight. You were not uptight. And if you were, well, uh, listen, you are uptight. It's not uptight. Maybe uptight, in my opinion, from what I know, because I know how private you are. You have so much to deal with, and I didn't feel, and somebody pointed this out to me. I get very self-involved sometimes. I don't mean to, and it's not because I'm narcissistic. It's not because I'm selfish. I was an only child, and I learned how to entertain myself as a kid. And I have arrested development like Prince Harry, but I'm aware of it. So I can catch myself when I'm falling back. And it's because of latent growth. And this is why it bothers me so much, this transgender stuff, which is a segue into what I want to send you, um, is when I was talking about the power of prayer for Avril and Heather because they weren't interested in Astronaut, I was anorexic. But I didn't want to say that, make the video about me. I can say it on the live, right? People don't usually watch lives over again, but I was anorexic from ugh, started at 9, and then by 17 I didn't go to therapy. I wouldn't talk. And the reason I brought that up in the first place was because I did a video about Eugenie, who has a YouTube channel, and she is anorexic, and I was appalled at the number of people that participate on her channel, send her money for her to go change outfits, and YouTube doesn't cancel her. She's ill. When I was, she must be 68 pounds. So when the Catholic, I went to a Catholic school, when they were praying, I was having a blood transfusion, and I drove home. Applebee's and Diet Coke. Well, speaking of Applebee's and Diet Coke, when my mom and I were driving home from the hospital, I said, "Let's go to Harvey's, Mom. I don't want to die. I don't want to die." But I had never talked about it. My mother did everything to try to help me, but it just, so what I'm trying to say is the reason that I was anorexic was because I didn't want to grow into a woman. Because when I think I started becoming a woman when I was 10 years old is when I started. And that scared me to death. When I was, like, I matured very quickly, you know? And I remember looking at the women in my family, and they had, and, and I didn't grow, well, my father, he was a sick man. And so that's why I didn't want to grow up. I was terrified. I know that now, but I didn't then. So if I was anorexic today, would they try to label me as gender ideology? That's what I think is so gross. You can't say you're a woman when you're not a woman. That's like me saying I'm Indian. I'm not Indian. I'm a Ukrainian Jew. You know what I'm saying, Sarah? So when these doctors and these butchers are cutting off women's and men's appendages, the horror stories that I loved your shorts. So you know I loved your shorts because I left you 3 comments. Just like Melody Moon left me some comments because she was really trying to help the algorithm, which worked, by the way. I tell you. You know what I mean, Sarah? And like gay. How did being happy turn into who you love? It doesn't matter who you love. Just don't get anything chopped off. And what psychopathic doctors would do that? And the money that they make, and the money that these human beings save because they don't know who they are. And they're doing it to children to set up the next generation of people that, hi, Sophie. Sophie. Sophie's come to mama. She's always with me now, Sarah and Trevor and Melody and um Sophers. Sophers. Baby girl. Sorry. Even with surgery, it just makes you either a cut up woman. Exactly. Exactly. And that's also where you have sensation. So if a woman has that cut off, her natural biology is these are here for a reason, right? And I don't want to talk about sex because of YouTube. YouTube, this is just all my opinion. It's just a little chat. These are just my opinions, okay? And people on YouTube say all kinds of other things. I'm being very careful. I even spell out words and I even try to spell them backwards like XES. But yeah, what are they trying to do? Create a utopian world like The Handmaid's Tale? Because what they're doing is, I don't know how to say this word backwards. They're fertilizing with an S. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Because if you cut off this or change this or that, it takes away those feelings for that. And then their lives are ruined. Exactly. And that's why I like Buck Angel. Now this Buck Angel is a woman. He looks like a he, but he's not a he. He's a woman that transitioned into a man. But this was in the 70s. Yeah, it does. It does. 100%. And I just can't get over how this world, remember when I first started this channel? All I talked about was my leg. No, but I'll look up J.D. Vance. How did he get from the hillbilly elegy to, I don't know. Anyway, when I first started this channel, Sarah, Melody, Trevor, you all knew I was absolutely, Melody, you said it was acute PTSD? No, no. And that, my aunt looked more um um masculine. This is my Auntie Margaret, who is my hero in life, right there. And that's me. Oh, I gotta stop laughing so loud. But that's what they do it. And then men and women that get that done, it's revolting. But Buck did this when he was in his 30s or 40s, like in the complex PTSD, because I felt violated. So I can't even, and that was a leg break. I mean, I've got a hole in my knees, but hey, I'm still up dancing and walking and singing and talking and da da. But could you imagine a man or a woman? How do you change a woman's thing into a thing? That's the only thing I can thing. I mean, if they keep canceling everybody, that's not why I was worried about my laugh. I don't want to irritate any of you. I don't care about that. Oh, okay, so we're all on the same page about transgender ideology that in 20 years or in 10 years, this is not going to reflect good in history at all. This is going to be a very, very sinister part of history. The other thing that I wanted to say that just popped into my mind. Oh, yes, I do remember. Walks in the treetop all day long, smoke. Oh, rocking in the treetops all day long, smoking marijuana, singing that song. I do. Now, Okay, Trevor, I'll see you later. He's going to eat lunch. That's very healthy. I'm glad we went live today, Trevor. Bye, kiddo. I mean, bye, young man, grandson. So, transgender, we agree. 20 years from now, they're going to look back at us and think, wow, that was barbaric. That's what they do. Do you know what? This is going to sound very, when you see something, you can't unsee it. I always say it all the time. You can't unhear it. You can't undo mistakes sometimes, but you can undo mistakes if you really mean it. Yes, and what these the men, I watch Buck Angel. Oh, at least once a day I'll watch one of his videos. It is gross, but I've never seen it. And I want to see what it looks like for a man. And you know what I didn't understand? Did you see that movie, or sorry, the Netflix series Baby Reindeer? And the lady who played Terry was transgender. What would make a man want to date a man that's changed themselves into a, because do you know how they actually make the V cavity? Because there's right? They use two fingers. And then their lives, XES wise is gone. And like I watch Buck because I have subscribed to literally 200 YouTube channels that I love. And I don't like showing up and then I don't, that's just the way I am because I got in that habit. But because this is the first time that I've been really ready for full-time work. So there was a segue into that and I just lost my thought. However, that's what I've been doing lately, like really working at getting a full-time job. But yeah, I try to keep up with the channels that I like, but if I don't get acknowledged, I leave. I really do. Because I think to myself, what's the point in even participating if people don't participate back? Because I also notice in comments on big channels, big channels don't check them. I find that really rude. If I was doing this for a living, believe it or not, I'm a workaholic. Like Sarah, you work all the time. Melody, you work all the time, whether it be work or hobbies. Same with you, Sarah. Um, Trevor's in school. Trevor has goals. I finally have figured out what I want, and I don't want to be here anymore. And what I was saying about Brittany is I want this channel to get to the point I want all of us to go to Australia. I really do. I'm not even joking. You started, see, I know. I'm not even going to say. I'm serious, Sarah. You know what? Because, I can't explain what Brittany does. You just go to the Royal News Network. Check Brittany out for 2 minutes. She explains it in the beginning. Every show, she says the same thing at the beginning. It gets a little boring after a while, but she has to because people just come across the channel. So I think sometimes when my videos don't make sense to people that just find me, they're like, what is this chick talking about? Because I always assume that people know, but that's just my naivety. But she organizes trips. So everybody pays their own way. However, because this channel is a charity, that's what it's to be. To be or not to be? That's the question. I'm Julia Child coming from Saturday Night Live. Did you? Never mind. So she organizes trips, and like you can, like there are trips that you can book for groups of people to go to certain places. However, I was thinking, well, when I start monetizing, I want to help people, the first 1,000 or so people in this group. Also, if anybody needs anything, I know everybody says they don't need anything, but you know, everybody will soon. Things keep going the way they're going. But that's what she does, and that's my goal. That's more of a positive goal, because even if my people's goals change, and that's a sign of growth, right? It was a funny show, and she was hilarious. um, but that can be done on Google's time, not mine. I just have to put out some content, some good content. And then, you just collect and you save. And if I were to say, okay, as this being part of, you know, a charity can be people who have never traveled before. What an exciting thing would that be for somebody, right? You pay 50%, I've got the rest. I mean, it all depends, but that's what I'd love to do. Always wanted to go to Australia. I've been all over Canada. Melody, you've been all over Canada, right? Sarah, have you been left Australia before? Is there any place that you want to go, Sarah, or you want to go, Melody? I'm not thinking of, oh, that's where I'm going to plan, but I'm just curious, where do you folks want to go? If you could go anywhere in the world, like you could do a travel vlog for people who need to leave yeah, yeah. You know, I was thinking today, based on this situation that I made was with, remember that was my mom's room? Oh, that's because wait, I'm right here. I didn't freeze before I died. I didn't die, my phone died. Hang on. There I am. Okay. So, yeah. So, would you two be keen to do something like that? It wouldn't be for probably a year, because I'm praying about the shoe store. I don't know why. You know why? There's no retail stores anymore. Everybody buys everything on YouTube. This is where I got those shoes. I love these shoes. And they're skeezers, or what are they called? What are those popular Skechers? Skechers. Honest to God. You know what? My friend Larry. You've seen my friend Larry? He's a pretty funny guy. He says to me, I said, Larry, I said, why don't you take your money and go somewhere? Go on a trip. I said, "Are you saving it for your kids?" I said, "I know that's the way you are." And he says to me, this is what he calls me, "Masha, I'm not giving anything to my kids. Only the good die young, you know." I didn't know what he meant when he said that. It went right over my head. And then what I realized he was saying is he started to laugh, and he laughs like this. It's pretty funny. And he was saying only the good go young, which isn't funny, but it was funny when he said it because he was saying he's not a good person. So that's what that was about. Anyhow, what time is it now? 5 to 2. Okay. Well, it is Sunday. I can't apply anywhere today except online. But my scooter's charging. I'm gonna hop in the shower. Sarah, I'm so glad. Will you email me, Sarah? If you want to. You don't have to email me anything. I just want to email you something. Noon is, oh, it's 12 there? So that means it's 2 in the morning, Sarah. Oh, that's right. I will have a good swim. Sarah, I hope you email me. And Melody Moon. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to share something with you. I love you guys. I love both of you, Melody, Sarah. I really do. And thank you for coming online. And I appreciate it. Why do I always have such a hard time saying goodbye? Because it's not goodbye. It's see you later. See you later, babes. See you later, Melody. Mwah. Is that corny? Oh, okay. Bye. I'll see you folks later. And if you have any ideas about the trip, I'm coming to Australia next year, Melody, and we're going. That's it. Okay. I'll see you later, guys. Have a good one. Ladies! Sorry, ladies. Bye.